Hi, I'm Lori Slattery from Coldwell Banker American Homes Mount Sinai office, and I'm a guest on Mike's podcast, Work Hard, Play Hard, and Give Back.
Hi, and welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard, and Give Back, a real estate podcast. I'm Mike Litzner, broker owner of Coldwell Banker American Homes, and we're here for Season 4, Episode 2, and we have as a guest today, Lori Slattery from our Coldwell Banker American Homes Mount Sinai office. Welcome to the show, Lori.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So we got a great interview scheduled, some really cool questions. But before we start, I just want to remind our audience, if you like what we're doing here today, make sure you subscribe, you like. We'd love to see you at some future episodes. And make sure you stay to the end because we have the drop the mic question, which is always a lot of fun, right?
That'll be fun.
Yeah, good. So, Lori, you have over 30 years of experience in this business of real estate. Even though you went to study abroad for some time, we always stayed in touch. What made you decide to come back to Coldwell Banker American Homes?
Well, it's funny you said that because I was just talking about that. You know, it's almost like you're visiting friends.
Yeah.
And they try to do everything to make you feel comfortable, but you know you're not home.
Yeah.
And I knew that. And I came back. And I'm settled in and very comfy, cozy, and I know it was the right thing to do.
Good.
Yeah.
What stands out to you now that you're back in the Mount Sinai? We have one of our new locations, a building
Beautiful.
Over there. So what stands out the most to you over there?
Besides the manager and everything else,
Yeah.
no, it's a great office. Everything that's available to use, the tools are what I was missing for that brief period. Of time. I was missing a lot of tools that I used, and it was something I noticed almost immediately.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I went right back into it, and everything was there for me. Everything was simplified. The marketing is like I've never seen. It's phenomenal, and the support system is amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because I think the word tools sometimes gets watered down in our industry, and essentially, or they can be a little intimidating. And it's the tools that are effective for real estate people should be the opposite. A, it should not be intimidating, so it's easy to use, and B, it's all about helping agents be more efficient. You know, how do I more efficiently run my business of real estate and help our agents be in a position to be more available to their customers and clients, right?
Yes.
And that's really what our game plan is. So.
Yeah. And I also think one of the important things I like to do is I like to help other agents, like you just said that.
Yeah.
And I was in a different time zone, whatever you want to call it. I was in a different area, and I didn't have that ability to help agents because I was busy trying to figure out very complicated systems.
Yeah.
When I came back home, I wound up being able to go back to, let me help this agent. I picked up on it right away. I was happy about that. And I always like to help other agents if they don't know, especially newer agents. You want to help them grow their business as well.
This is a great segue. So I'm going to go out of order in my questions right now because you just hit on something that we picked up from you. So you're known in the industry for being incredibly transparent and always helping out fellow agents. Why is mentorship and keeping a good reputation among your peers so important to you?
And it's always been important to me because I feel like even though we have competitors, you know, we're in this industry and we have a reputation, and real estate agents have not always had a great reputation. We have to take that out and make it that we are here to help our clients and customers as a group, even if we're with different companies, because I've had transactions with newer agents or agents that just didn't know. And it's easier to help them so that they learn, so that they appreciate that. And they remember that. And we are all in the same industry.
Yeah, it's a service business,
It's a service business. And if we are, you know, having problems amongst ourselves as agents, then we're not doing right by our clients.
Yeah.
I always feel like we're one community. We have to help everybody.
Yeah. I like where you brought that. It ultimately comes back to giving our clients a better experience.
Yes. And they
nothing.
trust us.
Yeah.
They trust us more.
Well, what kind of experiences if the agents are bickering with each other? And by the way, I've seen that as well, and that gets nowhere.
We've all seen that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I got to deal with that agent.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. But I don't ever want that. I want to be like, oh yeah, ask Lori. She'll be happy to help you
Right.
with this.
Yeah, I
And-
think that speaks to who you are. I'd rather do more and get it done right than worry about, petty indifferences in the deal.
It comes back to you. It comes back to you all the time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have people that refer business to me that they're like, oh, I don't really know that community. Other agents and other companies.
Yeah.
I know you do a lot in there. Let me refer this to you.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great opportunity. See, we always talk about this on the show, but we talk about karma. And some people say karma's a bitch, but it's really not a bitch if it's what you put out.
Exactly.
If you put out goodness, then karma brings you
Positive.
goodness.
Yep. Everything has to be a positive vibe.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I like that a lot. So you have a massive amount of experience dealing with relocation and military families. What unique challenges do these clients face, and how do you make that process smoother for them?
Well, in this market, of course, especially the VA loans are tough to sell.
Yeah.
But, they are basically guaranteed loans. And I always tell the client, hang in there. We're going to find you something. Just hang in there. Don't step out of the market. That's a big mistake.
Could you do this? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do think I'd like you to articulate what you mean by the VA loans more difficult to our audience, because not everyone in the audience is a real estate person. So we tend to
Correct.
talk from our point
Yes.
of knowledge. So I know exactly what you're meaning, but I think
Yes.
this is something good that you can highlight for our audience.
So the VA loan typically is a no money down loan.
Yeah, 100% finance.
100% financing, and they can finance their closing costs on top of that. So it makes it feel more risky to the seller,
Right,
even though it is guaranteed.
right.
Sometimes there's also area differences because I deal with relocation, people coming from,
Right, right.
South Carolina, different areas, and they might be more military friendly. I know that doesn't sound so nice, but it's true. Down in South Carolina, if you say a VA loan, they're like, oh, that's great.
It's more common.
It's more common. Or Virginia, areas that like that down south
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah,
But when they come here and we tell them, well, you need money, you have to put money down.
yeah,
The customer gets a little frustrated, saying,
Yeah.
"What do you mean? No one told me that."
Right,
So
right.
I take the time. I usually meet them in person first, so we can have this conversation because I don't think it should be done over the phone.
right, right.
I think come in, we'll talk about it. Let me explain.
Yeah,
And don't get frustrated because there's things we can do. We can lower the amount you're putting down. You'll get it transferred to use towards your closing costs. And then, if you get all the money back, you'll get a refund.
Right,
Basically,
right.
at the end of the day, it's just they get a little nervous.
yeah. So just for our audience, because there's a lot to unpack here, and
Yes.
I want to lead you the information, but when you say that there's no money down, but it's guaranteed loans, so why this matters to a seller, right, is that the average or standard transactions contingent upon financing.
Yes.
So the riskier the financing, the shakier the deal, so that potentially it hurts the negotiation position. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay, so giving them that advantage point, because we negotiate price and terms, and when you have weaker terms, it hurts you in your ability to negotiate. So how do you make up the difference in negotiation? Sometimes it means I have to be a little bit more aggressive in purchase price, right?
Yeah, and we do that.
To
yeah.
offset, yeah.
And that's why I meet them in person to try to explain this.
Yeah.
That we might have to be a little more aggressive, just like if you have, if you're purchasing a home, if you're not a veteran and you're just purchasing a home, but you have a home to sell, it
Right.
weakens your terms.
Right, because it's something that could, trip up
Yes.
the transition over to the new property, and it affects the other seller who's trying to make, moving plans.
But obviously, we do this every day.
Yeah.
People sell and they buy, and
Yeah.
it does work. People come in with VA loans, we find them a home, and we get it closed.
Yeah, but don't you find that, this nuance in transaction management is probably one of the more overlooked but more valuable aspects of what we do as a realtor to a consumer? Like when you come in to sell, you get consumers that are asking good questions, but you also get the ones that are just price shopping, and they don't realize, or they don't know what they don't know. And then they realize afterwards, oh yeah, I saved a couple bucks here, but this is costing me in transaction, in stress and other soft costs behind the scenes that they didn't even realize.
So, yes. So, Mike, I'm not going to take credit for this term.
No, please.
But this term has, from the day I heard it, I use it on every listing appointment. I am not a real estate agent. I'm a project manager.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it definitely, that's what it is, because it's not just from the first moment that we meet to price the house,
Right.
the marketing, but it's all those obstacles that come in between that, years ago, I mean, I could talk stories from years ago
Yeah.
where my son, he was in kindergarten,
Okay.
and he used to take the bus, and he knew what I did, and I was selling houses, and he comes home from school that day and he goes, Mom, there's someone that needs your help.
Get your cape.
I saw a for sale by owner on the corner where the bus turns.
Yeah.
So of course I had to go and find out where that was.
Yeah, of course.
But I went there, and it was kind of funny because the homeowner was like, wow, I can't believe that you knocked on my door. She goes, I just had the weirdest experience.
Really?
I know I'm going off track.
No, that's okay. No, this is perfect. This is all about real estate, the life of a realtor, right?
Yeah.
As they say.
So she says, I think I just made such a big mistake. I said, why? She goes, well, somebody came to my door because they saw the sign, and they said they wanted to see the house, and I showed them the house. I was showing them every detail, and then they asked me about my alarm system. And she says, and I went over and I showed them how it worked, and I pushed the numbers into the keypad.
Right in front of them.
Right in front of them. And then she says, all of a sudden, she goes, I got chills. She goes, I got scared. She's like, I don't know, what am I doing? I don't even know who this person is that came into my home. I don't even have their name.
Yeah.
So it was an experience for her.
Yeah.
My son got me the lead at 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I wound up listing the house.
Yeah. It's interesting to actually hear the aha moment from the homeowner. Like she had that epiphany that went off and realized,
what did I do?
Yeah, exactly. But that's a perfect vantage point to consider for sure.
Yeah, but that's what we do. We fix all the problems, the obstacles as they come up.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. I mean, I've seen some of the strangest things, I'm sure you have too, that come up during a transaction that no one anticipates. We don't plan for it. The seller doesn't know. The buyer didn't know, but someone has to get involved and fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
What differences do you tend to see between, say, a military purchaser or a corporate relocation? Is there much difference, or is it just real estate is real estate and every deal?
I mean, corporate relocation, they basically, they have a timeline. They have to move. It's very cut and dry. Military, I find they're very loyal customers. They refer a lot of business back.
Yeah, if you treat them right, they remember you.
Corporate is more like, all right, I'm in this city now, I'm gonna use this realtor, and so they're moving out or moving in, so not too much with the corporate. But the military is a big thing because they're very loyal. I get a lot of referral business from my military clients.
Yeah.
When I go back and look at where my clients and customers came from.
Yeah. I think the key to a corporate one, and stop me if you think I'm overstating something or missing something, but it might be time sensitive. You'd made it sound easy, but I think what's missing there that our audience should hear is because of the timeline, it's all about follow-up. If you're not spot on answering your phone, returning phone calls, acknowledging text, to help them meet that timeline, then they get frustrated because the timeline becomes a pressure for them.
They usually have 60, 90 days. The house has to be sold.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I mean, obviously, I'm always answering my phone.
Yeah.
That is something
it's assumed by you, but I wanted to make sure I pointed it out for the audience out there. That's how important that is, because not every agent is as diligent as you are.
But I always try to answer my phone. If I don't answer your call, it means I'm sitting down with a buyer or a seller, homeowner, and we're discussing something, but I'll get back to you, always.
Yeah, exactly. So you touched on this a little bit. I think I'd like to lead into this question a little bit deeper. I know a huge portion of your business really comes from, past, clients and referrals. In a shifting market, what is the secret to keeping past clients so fiercely loyal to you?
I mean, communication, of course. You have
Yeah.
to keep in touch with them, follow up, let them know what's going on in the market, give them updates. I like to send out different things, area home sales, just so that hey, you live in this neighborhood, you moved here, this is what's going on. Just
Yeah.
some sort of information. I do the covers, like newspaper covers, and just send out a little bit of information
Yeah.
for the communities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being the source of information relative to the marketplace.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic as well. So Laura, your past clients always mention how aggressive you are with marketing and outreach instead of just waiting around for buyers. What does an active, aggressive marketing push look like for Coldwell Banker listing today?
Basically, what happens is every day, every morning, I go through my buyers, my sellers. What are they looking for? What came new on the market?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who makes a match here? We have these new listings. I have these buyers that have been looking. Every day, I'm sending listings and calling and making
Right.
appointments. It's a constant thing. Every
Yeah.
day when I wake up, it's I hope something new listed in this area.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking for something in Massapequa. I need to find a house there and check every listing. Get out there as soon as they come on the market.
Yeah.
But I do that for my buyers, for my sellers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's hey, you just showed this listing. I'll call other agents to say,
Okay.
do you have a buyer for this? I know you just sold this listing. If you have an extra buyer,
Yeah.
why don't you come and show this? It's a great house.
Yeah.
Besides all the other marketing that we do,
Yeah.
the internet and crazy, but I like to be on the phone and I like to reach out to other agents and just let them
Yeah.
know, because sometimes we can sell our listings just by speaking to other agents and letting them know what
Yeah.
we have available.
It's that network from 30 years of
That's
doing this that
it's a little old school, but you know what? It works.
it's fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
It's fundamentals. Is there anything unique about how you approach marketing a new property listing when it comes on? Or does it change a little bit depending on
It
the
changes.
type of property?
Yeah, it definitely changes depending on the type of property. So I like to use different portals on the internet that have the highest viewer
Yeah, number of
audience.
eyeballs.
Yes,
Yeah.
viewer audience. And now we have the
Oh, yes.
retargeting
okay.
is a big thing.
Yeah.
You look for something on the internet, you're looking for a couch, and then all of a sudden you're on Facebook, you're on this, and now you see couches. The same couch you were
Right.
looking at is on this ad and that ad. So I really do like that retargeting. It works
Yeah.
really, really well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and we do that on every one of our listings.
Everyone- yeah.
Listings, yeah,
Yeah.
property listings. So
that's a great thing.
yeah, most brokers don't do that. I'm not sure why, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll like to make the investment that we do in the properties.
No, I believe it.
Yeah,
Because it's something that's amazing, because
yeah,
I saw my own listings on different websites I was on. I would see my listing. I'm like, oh, there it is. That's mine.
yeah. It's following you around.
It's following me just because I typed in a word or a phrase or something, and there it is. It popped up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing what you can do with the little sophistication.
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything. You need the internet. You need old school, like I said, the sign, the phone calls. You need to do it all.
Yes, exactly. So let's pivot for a second. You also are known to specialize in investment properties. How does that specific background give you everyday residential buyers an edge when looking for a home that will build long-term wealth?
Well, one of the things I like to tell my buyers is, if it's something you can change versus something you can't change, like if you are looking at the location and again, years ago, I can tell a million stories, but years ago I
Yeah.
had this buyer who, she was attracted to like the eye candy. It looked great. It had granite counters and this and that.
Yeah.
And she looked at this house and she had a little girl, a little daughter, and another one on the way. And she loved this house, but it was on a very, very busy street.
Okay.
And the planes were flying overhead. The airport was nearby. So it was a very rough location.
Right, right.
And again, it was one of those markets that was pivoting.
Yeah.
And I said, you'd probably for that money that you're paying, you could probably find something that maybe is a little dated, just needs some updates.
Yeah.
But it's more where you want to be long-term in a neighborhood, what you said to me to begin with, because I did listen to what you said in the beginning. I want to be in a nice, community where the kids can go out and play. And then she saw this house and I said, that's not exactly what you wanted.
Right.
I'll of course show it to you. I'll sell it to you if you want. But if you're asking my opinion on it, my opinion is look
Right.
for something that you can change versus something you can't change. You cannot pick this house up
Right.
and move it somewhere else. But your older house that has, Formica countertops, you can change it to granite, you can redo the floors, you can make it what you want over time, and that's going to give you value.
Yeah. Now, what different advice would you give, like a more focused investor than, like, I want to separate the investors out insofar as that every house is an investment with the sheer cost of property and obviously long-term value that it brings to a family. But what advice would you give to investors looking to invest in the marketplace?
Right now is if you're going to hold it for a while, you're better off holding it, renting it and holding it, because it's not really, you're not going to make a profit in this market. It's too tough.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I have a lot of investors call all the time.
Yeah.
We get these people that send us offers on every listing and they're so low and it's just not the market.
Flippers.
The flippers.
Yeah.
But, if they want to get something at a reasonable price and hold on to it,
Right.
maybe improve it over time, maybe they'll gain more value that way than trying to make a quick flip profit.
Yeah.
This is not the market for that.
Now, if they were looking to invest in that manner, is there any specific advice you'd like to offer that type of investor about managing the property, about what to look for? Or?
Well, basically, tenant screening is a big thing.
Yeah.
Making sure that they get...
Very big.
Yeah, it's a very big thing, tenant screening. And just that they want to maintain the property and they want to have a good communication with the tenant. Other than that, just like I said, just maintenance of the property.
Yeah.
Is important because you don't want to get the neighbors complaining that you have a rental property and the grass is 2 feet high.
Yeah. I always say too, it's like you touched on it a bit too. It's like maintaining the property, but when you talk about tenant screening, if the right tenant will maintain the property, right?
You would think,
right?
not always, but
so it's less stress on you as the landlord. But the other thing you really want to screen them for, obviously, is the economics, and because a tenant that pays on time is, golden.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when you have them when they don't, and you're constantly chasing them down, that's extremely frustrating as an investor. So,
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of aspects to investing, and like I said, right now, it may or may not be the right time to do that. There's just still not enough inventory.
Well, I always say, when's the best time to invest in real estate? And the answer is always yesterday.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
So if you're holding a long time, I mean, I own properties now, and I see what they're selling for, and people thought it was a little crazy paying that back then, but all of a sudden 10 years snaps by, and you're like, think about prices 10 years ago. It's like day and night.
Even 5 years ago, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The prices did go up.
Yeah. At the same time, if you're managing it, the rent's paying down the
Paying
debt
down your mortgage.
obligation.
Yeah, it's always a good investment.
Yeah, exactly. So you've always made it a point to educate your clients so they become well-informed consumers. How much more successful is a transaction when a buyer and seller truly understand the mechanics of the market?
Oh, it's very important that they know the mechanics. When I meet with the buyer or seller in the beginning, I do give them a lot of information, probably more information than they need at the moment.
Yeah.
But I tell them, just keep it in the back of your head, because as we progress through the transaction, I'm going to keep reminding you of that.
Right.
And then you're going to come to a point, you're going to say, oh, well, yeah, that's right. You did mention that.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more important to give more information in the beginning so that it's there.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, they're okay. They're like, yes, you did mention that.
Right.
And when they feel that nothing was like blindsiding them,
Right.
they're much calmer and happier with
Less
the transaction.
stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell them, you're going to be stressed. You're selling a house, you're buying a house. It's going to be stressful, but I'm here to take most of that stress away.
Yeah. I think a true professional not only answers their questions, right, is what you're saying, but they answer questions that aren't asked but should be asked. So sometimes the consumer doesn't know what they're supposed to be asked, and part of the problem is it's like, if they wanted to know, they would ask. Well, who told them what questions to ask? So if you're really in tune as a professional to your clients, then you can see what they're asking, and then you can see the gaps in there and say, hey, well, you've asked about this, but you should be asking about that and that as well. So is that something I should elaborate with you a little bit more?
Yeah, and that's actually, it's funny because when I leave a listing appointment, I always ask, do you have any other questions? And I'll say most of the time they're like, no, you answered everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hear, because I want to know that I've covered more than you expected.
Right.
And now you're prepared to make your decision. Whatever your decision is, you're now more prepared to make the decision.
Correct. They should make an informed decision instead of throwing a dart and hoping you hit a target.
I don't want anyone ever to feel uncomfortable or pressured, or that they don't know, because they don't know that someone is taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
That's not what we're here to do.
Yeah.
We're here to help you.
Yeah. I find when you get into a real conversation with them and they ask questions, that's where the real professionals shine. It's easy to separate yourself from the licensee. The person who's, I'm doing this on the side to make a few extra bucks, as opposed to I'm doing this because I see it as an industry that needs professionals, and I'm willing to put the time and effort in to raise my game.
I love when people ask me questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's exactly what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I said, I treat it sometimes like it's an interrogation. Ask me whatever you want. I'm here. I walk into a listing appointment. I don't know what they're going to ask me.
Yeah.
So I go in, fire away. Whatever you want. I'm going to answer it the best of my ability. If I don't have the answer, I'll get it for you.
There's only so much stuff they can Google out there.
Yeah.
They said they don't know what they don't know.
I just had a conversation with someone about Google. I said, you know what? I said, I use it too.
Yeah.
I go on, I ask questions and all that, but it's not always right. And especially in a service-based business, it's not always right.
Yeah. And maybe it's the way they're framing the questions, because again, they don't know what they don't know yet. So that's what I find. They get lost a little bit. So they can't get to the right answer because they haven't asked the right questions yet. That's
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So Lori, I want to pivot a little bit, because we also have the play hard side of our show, which, again, I think we like to show the human side. We're not robots. When we're not the fake reality TV, but there is a human side to what we do. So I want to try to get a little bit more personal and show that. Before I do, I just want to remind our audience, if you like what we're doing here, like what you're hearing, we'd love to have you at future episodes. So please like, subscribe, join us again. So Lori, aside from real estate, you've worked as a Suffolk County crossing guard. Am I done about this right?
Yes, I am almost 9 years.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part about interacting with the community in that role every day?
It's actually very enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable. I feel a part of my community, and it's a great thing. And the kids are awesome. I have I'm at an elementary school, so I see them come when they're little, and then they leave in fifth grade. They're all like grown up.
Yeah, right.
And then we start again in September with the little ones coming. But it's very enjoyable. A little dangerous.
Playing in traffic, you don't recommend it for everyone?
No. People need to pick up their heads and not be looking at their phones, and do not speed in school zones, because it is very dangerous. Yeah. I can tell you.
Well, they're young kids, so they don't know enough to be careful themselves. So adults need to adult.
Yes,
right?
Yes. But yes, I'm there all the school year, and I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic.
That's great. So we know one of your greatest loves in your life is your dog. When you finally shut off the real estate phone, what is your favorite way to spend the day with your pups?
Well, I just have my one puppy, and he's a handful.
Yeah.
He's a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Okay, so he's like the size of 3 dogs put together.
Yes, he grows every day.
Oh my God.
Every day we look at him, and he's taller. He's bigger.
What's he up to now?
80 pounds at 7 months. And he's rough because they're slow maturing.
Yeah.
So he's a baby, and they
Yeah.
have no sense of personal space.
Yeah.
None.
He hasn't grown into his body yet.
No.
Yeah.
But he'll sit right on you like he's a 2-pound dog. You know, he
Yeah.
has no sense of that. He'll knock you over. He's
Yeah.
getting there. We're doing a lot of training.
Okay.
He lost a little bit of training over his incident with the socks, but
Okay. Okay.
he had a little a sock ingestion problem.
Yeah. All right, but we're past that now.
We're
so.
past that. He's a good boy, and
right,
he's good company.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, with a busy real estate pipeline and community job, how do you protect your personal time to make sure you recharge?
I like to garden.
Oh, you
and
do?
That's my zen. My zen. Yes, exactly. That's my
I
zen.
got you, Zen.
Yes.
I just felt it right
Yeah, it is because I do an organic garden, and
Okay.
I start from scratch. I start from organic seeds or seeds from my plants from the years before, and it's very relaxing. I go out there every morning. I talk to the plants.
there. Yeah, put your hand in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I take care of them. It's something keeps me busy, gets me away.
Yeah.
I used to run. That was a big thing of mine.
Yeah,
As I
yeah.
used to run, and that was my go-to. But as you get older, it's a little harder to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do walks. I do some runs. But it is something that keeps me clear mind every
Yeah.
day. I have to clear my mind every day.
Should you risk the puns? Grounded?
Yes, yes, every day, and that's important with
Yeah.
any job. You have to have that day, that time.
Yeah.
And I do like to meditate and
Yeah.
do yoga and stuff.
So what's more of a go-to move? Are you more of a flower person, or are you more like I got the vegetable garden going on?
Vegetables, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little more of a flower guy. I get my hands in the dirt and stuff, but I love my flower pots. I want more color and,
Aw.
and what have you.
My grandson planted my flowers. They're away, but I just told him. I said, "Oh, your seeds that you planted, they're flowers now."
Yeah.
Because he hasn't seen them. So I just
okay.
told him that today, this morning.
Good. It gives him a reason he has to come over and visit. So if you have a completely free day to yourself, where is your absolute favorite spot on the island to escape to?
That's a tough one. Because if I have a free day, I'm going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Where's your place in Pennsylvania?
It's northeastern Pennsylvania, but I'll be on my kayak.
Yeah.
I still answer my phone on the kayak, though, so I don't know.
That's dedication.
But, I go all around Long Island. We were big, avid campers.
Yeah.
So I like to go to the parks and things like that.
Is there a good kayak place on Long Island?
I have never kayaked on Long Island.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have not.
I got to connect you with one of our other agents who I know is a kayaker.
No.
So maybe they can connect you and give you some good tips.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and our audience will have to check in with a future episode to find out where the spot is.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So I want to pivot a little bit further because giving back and charitable contributions and, community commitment is such a big part of the culture at American Homes. So you love helping first-time buyers find grants and down payments and assistance. How does it feel to watch someone buy a home who thought was financially impossible?
It's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a client that came to me and she was referred to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted to help her, and I knew she needed to buy a house. And we found her. She wound up getting multiple grants.
Wow.
And not only the grants, but she got through Sony May.
Yeah.
Another like a lower interest rate and very low down payment. So she basically she's still there. She's there about 5-6 years already, and building equity, of course. But I always offer that. I tell people, go on my website. You'll see a tab there for down payment grants and see what you're eligible for.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, and it's an overlooked opportunity, so obviously there's income restrictions, right?
Some do, some don't. There's town grants also.
Okay.
Some of the town grants are more of like a rehabilitation.
Okay.
Houses that are not kept up or
dilapidated.
They give special grants just to bring them up to code.
Right.
but yeah, there's a lot of opportunities out there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So how did you
Yeah.
wind up getting into that niche, so to speak? And is it just through necessity because you,
It's just it's a part of my business. I think of all different compartments. You know, I have my military and my relocation clients and people that need assistance and
Yeah.
people that need rentals. I feel like you have to do it all. You can't just do one
right?
part of it, but I always offer it. I offer it to anyone. You know, hey, did you look into this? Take a look. Just put your information in. It'll
Right.
automatically populate any grants you might be eligible for. It's up to you to pursue it, but
Yeah.
it's there, and you can certainly find out if you get anything.
So
Even
you have a tab on your website now?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's your website? Share it with the audience who might be interested in finding out more about grants.
It's very easy. It's LoriSlattery.com.
There we go.
It's LORISLATTERY.com.
Okay. And what tab should I look for? Is it
It
just say
says down
grant?
payment grants, down payment assistance and grants.
Perfect. Perfect. I think that might be the best nugget that everyone might get out of this. So you can save people a lot of money with that
Yeah,
insight.
yeah.
Fantastic.
That's great. Thank you.
So between protecting kids on the streets as a crossing guard and guiding families safely through real estate, service seems to be a theme for you. Where does that drive to protect and serve the community come from?
I don't know. I have kids, you know, they're grown now, but
Yeah.
I was always a part of the community, you know, going back to my PTA days and all
Okay.
that. I always like to be involved.
Yeah.
It's
Were your
just a
parents that type
personality.
of people as well? Or did they set an example that way, or
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the thing. No, not at all. I was always involved. And my kids. My son was a volunteer firefighter
Yeah.
in the community. So, you know, I hope to pass that along to
Yes.
to my kids. But I always like to be involved, know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's your community.
Yeah.
And you have to get involved.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes it's too easy to sit back and wait for somebody else, but if everyone takes that approach, it's problematic. So you need to have the people out there like you that will lean in, right, and take responsibility. So good. What other causes, charitable causes, are close to your heart?
Well, one of my favorites, the American Cancer Society. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a big problem.
Yeah.
And part of going back to my organic gardening and
Yeah.
all that, I just believe a lot of the cancers and things that are out there are caused by our environment and what we're
Yeah.
eating and ingesting. And I just feel that people need more education, they need more research, they need to find out what is causing all of this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
there's
that
definitely too much of it out there.
there's too much, and children, and you know, I can cry thinking of all the different sicknesses and illnesses that have come about, and why, you know,
Yeah.
it has to be something. So
Yeah.
I used to do runs for all different charities like that.
Right. Right.
And I'm going to do them again.
Okay,
I'm going to
good.
do them again, but anything that has to do with cancer,
Yeah.
I get very involved in.
All right, good, good. I appreciate you taking the lead on that. So it's so important. So, all right, we're going to pivot to the.
Drop the mic question.
But before we do again, I want to remind our audience, please like and subscribe, or hit that bell. So, Lori, who is a tougher client to handle? A stressed out home buyer in a bidding war, or a chaotic group of kids at a busy intersection during the morning rush hour? I was trying to ask you that with a straight face. I don't know if I could.
The stressed out, the stressed out home buyer. The kids, they listen to me because I'm in a uniform, so they
There you
listen to
go.
me. But yes, the stressed out home buyer or home seller I really have to take them down a
Yeah.
few notches, and that's a hard thing. And we take a lot. I take
Yeah.
a lot from people. They don't realize that you are human, you are
Yeah.
a person, you have a family, and you get the brunt of everything. They
Yeah.
yell at you, curse at you, hang up on you, do everything, and you're still there,
Right.
and you're still trying to help them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
It's been a frustrating market for the buyers out
yes.
there when you're getting 10 offers on every house and
Yeah.
they bid 50,000 over, and you
Yeah.
got to call them up and say, by the way, you didn't get the house.
and then they want to jump out of the market, and it's like, why? You're jumping in, you're jumping out, you're never going to time it right. Just
Right.
stay in the market, put your offers in. I'm here, I'm helping you. It's more work for us, but we're doing it. We want to do it. We want to help you.
Yes,
But
exactly.
yeah, but no, the kids in the crosswalk, I'll handle them.
All right, there you go. So that my lesson or takeaway is maybe we need uniforms for real estate agents. Maybe
that's
the
it.
adults will respect it a little bit more.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we need uniforms. I like that.
All right, I got a definitely secondary question here. I just want to see how you respond to this. You've been in the industry over 30 years. What is the single absolute weirdest thing you have ever seen inside a home during a showing? I'm almost afraid of the answer.
Well, I can answer that probably more than 100 times.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that just the other day, I went into a house and, well, we went in, opened the door, and I saw the back door was a little open. And I said, oh, that can't be good. And then I looked on the floor, and there was feces on the floor.
Okay.
And so kind of gross thing. And then we walked forward through the house, and we saw that there was blood on the walls and on the floor. Yeah. Then we went into the basement, and we saw why there was blood on the floor and the walls. Somebody busted in the window and probably cut themselves with the glass.
Okay.
So I'm getting to the
I'm trying to make the
funny
connection
part.
back to the feces.
Yeah. So I am bringing it right back around. So I was like, wow, the house, the buyer's like, wow, somebody vandalized the house because it was an empty house. I said, yeah, what a shame, because he still liked the house. It's just that it had these issues. So I says, well, let me call the agent and let them know that, what's going on. So there was also like urine on the floors, all kinds of things. So when I called the agent to let him know the house was vandalized, I said there was feces on the floor. The agent said, was it human? I said, how am I supposed to know that? So that's what he said to me. And he paused for a moment, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I said, I just noticed it. I wasn't going to document it, test it, or anything else. So, but I just let him know. But trust me, I can write a book.
Yeah.
I can write a book just on, and I will.
Yeah.
Just on open house.
All right.
Strangeness.
Yes. I hope I get a signed copy of that book. So I might be able to lend a few stories myself over the years.
Yeah.
You can't do this for 40 years and not
have the stories. There's so many stories.
Yeah, reality sometimes is funnier than the fiction you see on TV. So, so Lori, that was great. I really appreciate you sharing all your stories and your experience. So if somebody's interested in finding out more information, I know you gave your website, but they want to speak to Lori Slattery.
Call me directly on my cell phone.
And that number is?
631-521-0347.
All right. So, Lori, you've been a great guest on the show today. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent.